tell me what you think suffering is?
I don't know. I think it's pain and misery.
Personal pain, I guess. Anything, it can be physical, it can be spiritual, emotional, anything that hurts you, I guess. I mean, it's a pretty basic concept that we all know pretty well.
Lost my leg, and that's probably, to me, the worst thing.
It's a hard thing. It's one of the things like you wonder, if God is out there.
Even though it hurts and even though it affects your life, it is something that can help you grow.
Suffering is something that you feel bad about.
Suffering is something that everyone deals with in different ways.
Suffering is enduring pain maybe for Jesus' sake. Like I'm from India, and some of the pastors get beaten up for preaching the gospel.
Tell me what suffering is to you and in your life and how you've experienced that.
I suffered being homeless.
I recently lost my dad, which was hard. And
my wife lost her best friend.
I mean, I've experienced suffering, but not to the extent that most people in this world have, so.
Well, right now it's a little bit cold, and I'm sick, so I'm suffering right now.
You know, my father just passed away not too long ago, so yeah, it's hard.
When I started going through really hard times in 6th grade, and I got so low because I was so scared of the world that I had all these inner conflicts because I didn't understand how Christ could let these things happen to me, how Christ could let these things in the world happen, and why I was so sad. And I withdrew from everyone, withdrew from my friends.
My story is kind of hard. Well, I mean, it's not normal. I have been a refugee, and I've been to a lot of places. I never get to live with my family, so that's a pretty bad, but there's a lot.
I've seen some sufferings when I lived in Bangladesh. My parents were missionaries, and I saw a small girl. She was sleeping like below a train. The train started moving and cut her leg off. I mean, it's gone now. Can't do anything about it. And just, I guess you have to just go on with the things that you have now.
Played football, started quarterback, then I got my knee twisted up and broke and stuff playing. And then after that, I turned to pain pills, and that led me going down to a homeless shelter because I got kicked out of school.
I always have a place to lay my head. Sometimes, like last night, I didn't, but I slept in the van, but I was warm though.
I'm a person that has bipolar. Bipolar is not easy. Everybody makes fun of you on the bus. My father wasn't very nice to me. Put me through a lot of HE double toothache. It wasn't good at all. He was an abuser. Jesus pulled me out.
I've suffered in my life before. Well, I have schizophrenia, and I think I developed it over the years due to neglect and misuse of drugs and alcohol, but I'm straightening up my act now. I'm doing a lot better.
I put extra care into what I make of every day and every minute, because one day it can be gone.
Then I found Jesus, and I've had joy ever since.
I don't think nobody can help me but Jesus.
It wasn't until my parents stepped in and realized that there was something that was bothering me.
I started to see a counselor just so I could understand that it was normal. Everybody goes through it.
Recognizing that you are not alone by hearing other people's stories, and then by coming to realize that there's God who has actual care for you.
Who do you think in history has suffered the most out of absolutely everyone?
The Indians.
The people in there homeless. It get hard for them, that's all.
I saw a special on Abraham Lincoln not too long ago, and he certainly had a lot to deal with, and he lost his children. They had died during the war. So I would say as one guy that had a lot of weight on his shoulders, he was probably suffered as much as anybody.
Obviously, African Americans just being enslaved, all around.
Tell you the truth, these guys up on the street, all these guys, the homeless guys up on the street.
The Armenians and that genocide.
I think the people in Africa suffer a lot.
people who have to go through things on a daily basis and affects every part of your life. That's true suffering, I think.
Christ. Well, because he took all of our suffering and put it on his shoulders and died for us. So that's the ultimate.